Welcome back to Nerds R Us, where anybody can be a kid. I'm Ike, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Tyler and Tyler.
I guess I'm the second Tyler chronologically, but I'm the first one in your hearts.
True.
That counts for something.
So we have a fish, and we have a Tyler.
True.
A fish in an orange hat. That's a lie. Fish in an orange hat. So.
More accurate.
Oh, shit. What are we talking about today? We're talking about some conspiracy theories. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? Whether because you think like, oh, that's really fucking cool, or like, come on.
The 9/11 conspiracy theories.
Which one? There were like 1,000.
The government setting that up and all that shit.
I don't know, dude. I'm pretty sure it was the lizard people.
Oh yeah, true.
The underground lizard people.
They co-inspired with the flat earthers.
If you see the way George Bush blinks in certain videos, he's clearly signaling to his lizard underlings from what people have told me. It's like a legit thing, dude. I actually read a story today that an airport, I don't know where it was, but it was in America, like painted all these pictures, like put all these like lizard people murals in the airport just to like fuck with like conspiracy theory people and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I was like, what a baller move, dude.
Going above and beyond.
Yeah, just making my day. But the lizard people one, I don't know, dude. There's something about it. It's just like, it's so fucking ridiculous. And then like, people who believe it are like so hardcore about it. And but there's no proof. Like there were some conspiracy theories out there. I'm like, whoa, that seems like it's kind of based in some fact there and shit. Like, there's a lot of, like, alien ones where I'm like, oh, that's some bullshit. But there have been some, like, the black mailbox.
Get you thinking and shit.
Yeah, or, like, you know, crop circles or anything like that. And I'm always just like, maybe...
You never know until you know, right?
Yeah, you never know until you know. And, I mean, fuck, for all I know, the list... What about you, Diaz? You got any, like, conspiracy theories that you're a big fan of?
Probably the one where America let Hitler escape off with his life in World War II. And
I've
he's
never heard that one.
Living in Argentina ever since.
Oh, yeah, they made a movie based off that.
Yep.
I never saw the movie, but they mention it actually in Archer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a very big theory about that for a long time. That one delves deep.
I don't know, one of the ones that, like, because there are some that are just piss me off to, like, no fucking end, and one that bugs me is the people who are like, Holocaust never happened. It's all a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Where did all those Jews go then?
Where did all those dead bodies come from?
Yeah. No, there's literally millions of people that just don't exist anymore. Follow family trees that just stop.
Yeah. And it's like, what about all the like Holocaust survivors who are still alive and talk about it and talk about being there? Brainwashed. They were brainwashed. They don't know what they're talking about. And I'm like, what? What about all the pictures and the videos and the American soldiers who were there at the... No, conspiracy theory. No, it's not there.
Numbered tattoos and shit.
Yeah, no, dude. They were just... I don't know. And then like...
It's kind of like a moon landing.
Yeah, but the moon landing one, we landed on the moon. We landed on the moon. It did happen. I understand why people don't believe it, because there's a lot of things like in the video where you're like...
Not even the video. They just say they don't have the technology to go back again. They had the technology in the 60s, but now they're like, yep, just kidding. We lost all the plans for that. We can't make that again ever because...
When we went to the moon, what was it like? At least in the 90s, though. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. Space mission.
And you believe that America doesn't have that technology?
Oh, yeah.
Other countries do?
Yeah. No, I know we have the technology because they're still making space missions to the International Space Station.
It's after that, though.
On a regular basis. But still, I mean, I know that was after that, but I mean, it's not like they couldn't push their rocket any further. I mean, Elon Musk developed the fucking Falcon rocket, which was basically like 12 rockets pitted into one rocket.
There's that radiation. There's like a patch of radiation you have to get through to get to the moon. And they're saying they can't get through it again because we don't have the technology.
What do you mean? There's a patch of radiation between...
There's like a heavy radiation patch or something.
For like solar flares? I didn't even know this.
Yeah, getting to the moon.
There's
like
this
heavy particle like radiation from the sun or something.
Would you have to go through that same particle like bullshit to get to Mars too? On a Mars mission, like hardcore. I don't know.
SpaceX?
Yeah, SpaceX, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Yeah, shout out Elon Musk.
Fucking
Smoke
winning.
weed every day.
He's a lizard person too. If you
Yeah,
couldn't
he's
tell.
a lizard person.
He
You could
smokes
tell
the
by
devil's
the look
lettuce.
after he hit the blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That moment right after he hit that blunt, he is the king of the lizard men.
If you break down the audio right as he hits it, you can just hear like. Yeah, I don't know. I saw another one that cracked me up, which was kind of like, I was like, dude, it's a real possibility that could be a thing. Is that Mark Zuckerberg is not a real human, that he's just an AI robot that's just crazy smart.
I heard that.
Yeah,
And
dude.
the
And then, but then I
lizard
watched
version
somebody
of him,
like,
too.
yeah, they had lizard one. But I saw this video. They just made a compilation of him like sipping water while up at the hearing with the Congress or whoever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, who fuck sips water like that? Like the way he sipped water was so fucking like robotic and like methodical.
He's just a weird dude though. I mean, like, just look at him and his interactions. Like, if you go back and like look at his interactions with other people, it's like, no wonder you're a computer nerd, because you're
like
just
zero
fucking
fucking
weird.
social
Yeah,
skills.
you're just a weird ass dude.
Yeah, and he did this other thing where he was like going around with another like Facebook guy, and they were going around to like small towns in the US or whatever, like, we're gonna see how like normal people live, and it was like so fucking cringy and so like I don't know if it's just because he's so fucking rich or what, but he was like, his ability to like understand just like human functions, like watch it. Oh, so you take the burger and then you put it on the grill? Yeah. Wow.
That's how that's done.
Oh my god.
Impressive.
I never would have known. I was like, dude, you are just making the case for the fact that you're a robot.
Right.
But also, we might just be the assholes, because he's probably like actually a really nice guy, actually like trying to maybe do something for the country, but they were like, no, you're a robot.
You're a robot.
What's your thoughts on, this is like one of the big ones that's still a big deal for some reason, is Sasquatch.
Well, there's Sasquatch sitting in this room. And then my
And then he's on
uncle
the Slim
is
Jim commercials.
also Sasquatch, thereby making me an offshoot of Sasquatch myself. So, yeah, no, I mean, I feel the likelihood is pretty real.
All jokes aside, though, do you think it's actually real?
Okay, well, if we're getting into this, I've seen some fucked up shit in my day. I've seen Skinwalker and some fucking creepy ass shit. So, having seen that with other people, also having seen that same shit, without telling them, have them recite it back to me, and like visually pick apart the same shit that I've seen. I mean,
yeah, but do you
I'm
think he's like
fuck,
still
dude.
exists? Because they always like say like, oh, he's in like the Northwest Forest. That forest is so densely fucking populated, like by trees, that you can't get like cameras in there, and you can't take an overhead view of it. It's hard to scan because of how dense it is. That's like the only thing that kind of is like, oh, okay, like I guess, yeah. That
Well, if
makes
there
sense.
was a Sasquatch and he's view for this long or whatever.
But he
then-
has it though, because there's always fucking pictures and videos coming out. There was that one famous video from like the 1970s, which ended up being debunked, of him like walking across the stream, and then he like turns and looks at the camera, and he's,
Yeah.
what?
Huh.
Yeah, and then they like just took the guy who captured the footage. They like put a side-by-side video of him walking, and it was the same exact walk. It was just him in the cooking costume filming himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Well, like, the thing I think about it is because they did find some bones, and I heard this from another podcast, but they found some bones in China that, like, when they went and found more of the bones and reconstructed it, it was called, like, something like osteo something polythicus or something like that, giganticus or something like that. But when they reconstructed exactly what, like, the look of a Sasquatch is, it was like a huge hairy mammal that would resemble exactly what people think of when
A
they think of
humanoid
Sasquatch.
mammal.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
And so what the theory is when the Barren Trench was still a thing, before the tectonic plate shifted and everything broke apart, that that animal would have come across the trench with other animals to North America. That's the theory. That's like the scientific theory. So my theory on it, even though like I think Joe Rogan, he has a good bit about it. He's like, you know what you know what you won't find if you go looking for Sasquatch? Sasquatch. You know what you will find? Bunch of unfuckable white people. Which is like which is the truth for sure.
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
I feel like it maybe would be taken more. The stereotypical Sasquatch people were not so about it.
Remember the Squatch Hunters TV
Yeah,
show?
Squatch Hunter. I remember that. Yeah, that was a big deal.
Oh, I just heard a Sasquatch call in the distance. Mikey's our best Sasquatch caller. Get him, Mikey.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? No, fucking shoot yourself. Like,
dude,
stop
like
that
my
shit.
thing. Here's the thing, dude. Regardless of the dense population and such, I feel like if it existed, we would have found it, or there would have been less grainy footage.
My only problem with that idea is that, like, what, 70% of the world is underwater, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 76 or some shit percent of the world is underwater. We don't even know the first 12%. From estimation, we don't even know the first 12% of the ocean. It's
Like, yeah, but
holy
I mean,
fuck.
all of North America has been explored. It's the thing, like maybe
one
not
piece at a
every
time.
single, one piece
Yeah,
at
I
a
mean, we're not
time.
scouring the whole fucking thing all at once or whatever. But it's like, that's like saying there's no, it's not likely to find, you know, some big ass fucking fish like the megalodon or some shit.
No.
Still kicking around
See,
somewhere deep.
Here's the thing I'm saying. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist,
Yeah.
because it could.
There's a
There's a fucking minute chance that it could exist. There's also a fucking minute chance that Obama is actually the leader of the lizard people.
True.
But
True.
show me some fucking like non-bullshit film or some non-bullshit facts.
All right, here's something for you. If Sasquatch doesn't exist, we can't find him, right? I mean, people hide pretty well. I live with this nigga Ike right here, and I don't see him for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And I live with him, and I can't even spot this nigga running to the bathroom.
True. Very true.
I don't know.
I don't live with Sasquatch. I would never see him.
You would never see
I would
him.
never see him.
Yeah,
How am I
but
gonna
dude, they
ever
have
see
like
him?
scoured those woods. That's the thing. Just like the people who fucking have scoured the Antarctic and shit for the Yeti.
Well, here's my
Or the
thing.
abominable snowman. Are they the same thing?
This little fucking 8-year-old or 9-year-old, a couple years back, it was like 2014, 15 or some shit. He went on Google Maps for a science project, right? He went on Google Maps for a science project. Noticed some irregularities in pictures, satellite pictures of the forest, like, and was like, oh, this looks fucked up. Like, he was doing some report on this, you know, this kind of looks like a structure. These are triangles, and then there's like squares set out and rectangles set out around it and stuff. And he's like, huh, no pins on it to like state anything or whatever. It just looked like overgrown forest to everybody else. Well, he was looking at this fucking Google Maps satellite imaging, and he did a presentation on it. Well, then some fucking bigwig company finds out about it some fucking how, because he gets like, you know, some pretty big interest online or
Some
whatever.
recognition.
Yeah, and they fucking go and explore the bitch. It turns out it's a fucking ancient Mayan civilization that was never fucking found. He found that on Google satellite images.
Okay, so you're
Doing
telling
a
me if he was
satellite-
able to find that there's no way that somebody was able to find Sasquatch
Dude,
on
it's
fucking...
a fucking 9-year-old, man. Like, you don't know, like, if nobody fucking found that shit, it was just in the fucking forest. It's like,
But
yeah,
somebody
well,
did find it, that's the thing. And he
Now,
came
but I mean-
upon it. But people have been looking for Sasquatch for, what, like, that's a really hit its big stride mid-70s.
But maybe the idea that we're looking for Sasquatch as a, you know, as a land mammal is completely fucking wrong. Maybe, you know, maybe he has some fucking underground, you know, swimming hole that he gets to his house with, I mean, fucking old Greg style. I don't know.
Old Greg.
Like, you like,
Sasquatch is old Greg.
Yeah, exactly. Sasquatch is old Greg. But it's like, I don't want to disbelieve that for the sake of, we don't fucking know shit about our world. Like, we live on this bitch and we don't know fucking dick. Like, science is barely getting anywhere with anything. Right? Like, okay.
What's your thoughts then on like aliens and alien conspiracy theories?
Aliens, I feel like that's completely reasonable.
Yeah, I know it's completely reasonable, but like I'm trying to think of like some silly ones. Okay, so I don't know if you've heard of the black box, but it's a mailbox. I believe it's in New Mexico that like is super known for having a lot of UFO sightings near that one black box, or Area 51, or Stonehenge being like some type of satellite or beacon or some shit like that for aliens.
I don't know about like the whole Stonehenge thing, but I mean, they went through and like kind of debunked how those heads would have been like Easter Island and shit. Like they debunked how like those heads would have by themselves, or like how people would have had to use crazy big machinery before the machinery times and stuff. And they kind of debunked that stuff and found out what was going on.
Well,
with
Area
that.
51 like was such a big deal, and I don't understand why nobody. This is I'm a conspiracy theorist now, because my theory on Area 51 is the whole thing about the space landing and all that stuff, and it being an alien research facility. It's like, no, I think that the government put that conspiracy theory out themselves to throw people off the trail, because there's actually a weapons testing facility at the time of the 1960s.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, in New Mexico, they were testing the fucking atomic bomb and shit, like, in the deserts. So it's like, fuck, man, like, you just never know with
the
big
government.
money and big power, big secrets. And
I
it's
know. Big conspiracy company money like theory. There's one I really like. When back in the day, Coke came out with a new, they called it like New Coke, with a different formula. I don't remember that. And then like later on, they resold like the Coke with the original formula at like a higher price. And they're saying that they purposely made the new Coke bad in order to like push the old Coke.
Sales.
Push the old Coke. But then there's also like a second part of the theory that they made the old Coke like with the old formula that way, so they could use cheaper ingredients to make the formula
cheaper,
but still
shittier,
sell it
but
as
still
the same
tastes
Coke.
better than new Coke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that.
I read this thing, and like the guy who was like the CEO or whatever at Coke at the time, he's like, we're not that dumb, nor are we that smart. So yeah, that's not a real thing. And I was like, well, maybe. I mean,
they tested they tested color schemes on people. They did random samples of color schemes on people to find out red and yellow are the colors that make people the hungriest. Arby's, Wendy's, McDonald's.
Oh shit, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, dude. Like, why do you think all the food places are practically red or yellow or both?
Oh, that's a good point.
That's that color combination.
I don't know.
Triggers something in your brain to where
you're like you're a basement dweller stoner. You got any like business Big Ben type conspiracy theories?
The national or the World Bank trying to take over every country's banking system, and that's why that we've been in war with all these countries.
Yes. Who runs the World Bank though?
The Rockefellers.
The Rockefellers, you think so?
Old school money. They got in.
The Rothschild owns it, but the Rockefellers and DuPont all got rich at the same time. They all like made a pact.
I went over. I talked for 3 hours about this with my buddy Bino the other night. We got sidetracked because we were talking about some serious shit, and then we got onto like the government and stuff, and I just went off on this for like 3 fucking hours straight because I was telling him all about like the Rothschild bank system and why we're at war with the Middle East and stuff, because he's from the Middle East, and he was like, dude, so why did I see certain like news images and stuff, like videos and stuff over in Iraq. But then when I came back to America after that visit, it was saying this, that, and the other thing, and it was only showing certain parts of stuff.
Well, I mean, that's I don't even know if that's like a World Bank thing, and that's just a fucking, that's more of like a news.
They're over there for money.
That's more of a news rating thing, though, seeing, like, because, like, I mean, if you go to, like, even just here in America, like, if you go to one part of the country, Trump's the hero. If you go to another part of the country, he's the devil. Or
but why?
Why?
But why?
Because division, dude. I mean, because you got to think, though, like, just think about it in a more simple term, though. Like, news stays on because it gets high ratings.
Yeah.
They're just playing to their audience, dude. When they're like, we're going to do this story about Trump, we're in, let's just say, like, the Southeast.
So the news,
he's going to be considered more, he's going to be more well received. And to get more people to watch the news, if they paint him more as a hero in that area, they're going to get more people watching, which is going to raise their ratings.
So the social degradation and destruction of society today has nothing to do with us going far left to far right, back to far left, back to far right. Coincidentally, that's just happening. Going, oh, we're going, you know, liberals. Oh, now the fucking Republicans are in office. Oh, now the liberals are in office. Oh, now the Republicans are in office. We're not bouncing back and forth to toe some kind of false imagery of towing the middle line. That's not what you're saying. What you're saying is the news media who's in the middle is not intentionally keeping people separated to keep that.
Well, I'm sure they are probably intentionally keeping it separated because, like, also, I mean, you gotta think about it this way, like, if there was no fucking, like, you know, uproar or issues, there'd be no news. Every piece would be a fluff piece about some class bunny in some elementary school. They would have nothing to report on.
Yeah. So
you think they're purposely tearing people apart? Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. So like with that idea or whatever, I feel like, you know, if they get paid off to keep that separation, that gap.
Do you think they're getting paid off, or do you think they're just paying themselves? I mean, because like the higher rated the news show is, the more they're gonna make.
I'm sure they've been paid off long enough to, you know, to realize that for themselves. That, I mean, they're also making that money on the side. But at the same time, I mean, when you have these massive political... So let's think about the Bernie Sanders thing, okay? That guy's a fucking idiot, in my opinion. I think he's a total dumbass.
I think the fact that he was in, like, a ton of debt while trying to run for president was...
Well, not only that, he was showing more signs of being Hitler-like than Trump does.
Yeah, right? Well, and that's the thing, but popular opinion-wise, he had everybody up his ass. He was a silver-tongued son of a bitch. Yeah. He could talk his way out of anything.
Well, I mean,
he would bullshit and bullshit and bullshit, but then between him and Hillary, okay, she just comes out of fucking nowhere, but she's got fucking money. She magically wins.
There's some conspiracy theories about, like, the DNC, like, fucking purposely screwing Bernie so he didn't get the nomination. And then there was actually a guy who, you know, WikiLeaks, right?
Yeah, yeah,
you know, fucking WikiLeaks. We're talking about conspiracy theories. There was the guy who did WikiLeaks. There was a guy who was like worked for the DNC, and I guess the story is maybe fucking butchering it, but he was supposed to meet with the guy with the WikiLeaks after Bernie Sanders didn't get the nomination, even though he was set to, and he ended up like dying during a robbery.
Yeah.
Like right like the night before, but they didn't take his wallet, didn't take his watch, didn't take nothing.
Well, and that's the thing. So like, why would you politically sacrifice a seat openly like that? You were in office. The left side was in office for 2 terms, right?
Yeah.
You had 2 terms on the left. Before that, it was right. Before that, it was left. Before that was right. Before that was right.
I don't know, there was some, because George Bush served 2 terms and he was on the right.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, it bounces back and forth left to right. There's no room for a third political party.
Yeah.
why would they want a third political party that's kind of actually towing the center line, that's keeping the people together, when you can keep that division and have everybody make money?
Okay, so speaking of like
so they
government conspiracy theories, what's your thought on like chemtrails?
Chemtrails, personally, so there's
I think
science.
It's some bullshit.
There's science to prove. I mean, you have something breaking the sound barrier going faster than fuck, which heats up. That creates friction. That heats up metal. Metal expands. Water particulates. All this shit. So with that, I mean, yes, I do believe that the government is crooked and fucks with people. I mean, okay, let's go to real quick. Let's go to right? They put, what is it?
Fluoride.
Fluoride. Yeah. Fluoride in your fucking toothpaste.
And your water.
Yeah, fluoride has consistently been proven to be poisonous. It killed and made teeth fall out, and it was terrible for fucking people.
They used it in the concentration camps that never existed.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I always thought fluoride was good for your teeth, though.
No, it's fucking terrible for your body. It's terrible for you.
It's a toxin.
Yeah, it's a fucking toxin that they could not get rid of. They couldn't get rid of all this extra fluoride that we were making from mining. They were using it for mining purposes, and then fluoride was like a byproduct. And the byproduct, we couldn't get rid of it because it was so fucking extremely toxic. So they started putting it in the water, they started putting it in your fucking toothpaste, they started putting it everywhere to get rid of it. And it's like, but it was proven before that. It was proven to be poisonous as fuck.
Dude, I'm just waiting for the feds right now.
Right? Well, but in that sense, so like with the chemtrail thing, yeah, I feel like most your quote unquote chemtrails that's just water particulates.
Well, I mean, it's not even just water particulates. It's like, have you ever seen a fire? Is there smoke?
Yeah.
Boom. There you fucking
That's what I mean.
Why does it hang in the air? It's like, because it's a different chemical reaction.
Because those water molecules have to get colder or have to get hotter to like reaffirm into the atmosphere. That's why it dissipates slowly. But at the same time, I don't put that past our government.
No, I don't put it past them at all. But at the same time,
poisoning the population. Fuck it, why not?
But at the same time,
test some shit out.
I don't know.
Yeah, for the most part, I don't believe in chemtrails personally.
Let's finish this conversation quick on a strong conspiracy theory that I know everybody loves. What is your thoughts on them in the water to turn the frogs gay?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely made our frogs gay.
Dude, they're turning the frogs gay.
Dude, I was trying to fish. I was trying to fish one time, and a frog just jumped up and tried to suck my dick through my pants.
Yep.
Through my pants.
Yeah.
It's not because I almost stepped on him accidentally. It was because he really wanted cock in and around his mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, what do you think? Frogs gay or not?
That's conspiracy.
You sure? I don't know, dude. There's some theory. Alex Jones, the prophet of our generation.
The prophet of our generation.
It's like, and he
said
said
it. Dick sucking experience with frogs, so I guess that'll turn my decision.
That's true. As soon as they start fucking macking on me.
Well, if a frog tries to suck your dick, Tyler, you gotta let us know. We gotta be the first to know. Okay?
We'll put it right up on the Facebook page. Pics or it didn't happen.
Dick pics.
Shit. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for listening to our bullshit ramblings again, and thanks so much for listening, and definitely feel free to check us out on nerdsrus.com. That's NRDSRUS.com, and you can also find a link to Amazon on there where you can buy lots of cool shit, like some dope anime t-shirts, or some dope comic book t-shirts, or just shirts in general, because I actually like shirts. Yeah.
Or
if you want to buy me a shirt, I'd be okay with that too. You can also find a link to our Patreon, where just for $2 a month you can get a weekly shout out on our podcast every time you donate, and then we'll go ahead and just be like, cool, thanks, and then we'll go buy a burger and maybe another mic so we can get some cool guests on here. And also around Facebook and Instagram and everywhere that you're browsing while you're listening to this podcast. But in the meantime, stay classy and stay nerdy, and thanks for listening.